The pro-life movement wouldn't be where it is today without the brave men and women who paved the way for us to speak up for life following the 1973 Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision. This week, we introduce you to Joe Scheidler. His friends lovingly call him a troublemaker. Others call him a racketeer, but he is certainly a pro-life pioneer. Nearly 90 years old now, Joseph Scheidler has lived a life full of unexpected turns. After years of discerning the priesthood as a young man and then the monastic life in a Benedictine monastery, Scheidler decided in the late 1950s he wasn't suited for a religious vocation and eventually married and had 7 children with his wife of more than 50 years, Anne.
My wife thinks that probably I needed that background because it was all the way through philosophy, theology, and I wanted to be a priest. I think maybe that was partly preparation for fighting the abortion battle.
It was a decision at the U.S. Supreme Court that would put the then public relations professional on yet another unforeseen path when the Roe v. Wade opinion was released in 1973. What impact did that ruling have on you in your life?
And I thought, we've abandoned a whole segment of our people, human beings. They can be killed for any reason up to birth. And I thought, this will destroy the country.
Scheidler decided he needed to leave his PR career behind and work full-time in the pro-life movement. He and his wife founded the Pro-Life Action League, and Scheidler is credited with defining direct pro-life activism. How do you develop what would become pro-life activism? What did you think that would look like?
We knew where the abortions were, and the first thing we did was go to the abortion clinics and try to talk to the women as they would come in. And so we called that sidewalk counseling. And then we started going out on the streets with the pictures.
And is it true that you really thought by showing people the images of what an unborn baby looked like or of what an abortion looked like would change their hearts and minds?
We thought showing the pictures, people would understand this is killing. People would stop. And we had one time 22 women who were thinking of abortion or on their way to abortions decided against it by seeing the pictures.
Pro-Life Action League empowers people to take bold, direct action in their own communities, from sidewalk counseling to passing out pro-life leaflets to peacefully protesting outside Planned Parenthood events. But this type of pro-life activism stirred up opposition from the abortion movement. In 1986, the National Organization of Women and a network of abortion facilities sued the Pro-Life Action League for the alleged crime of conspiring to deprive women of abortion. Scheidler was charged with racketeering, or illegal business dealing. It's the namesake of his new memoir, Racketeer for Life.
It didn't make any sense, so we went to the Supreme Court in 1993 and said, can they do this? And the Supreme Court ruled unanimously that they could use the racketeer.
It was a case that dragged on for over 20 years. Then, in 2006, Scheidler won a decisive victory when the case came back to the Supreme Court for the 3rd time.
3rd time. So it's one of the only cases in history that's been before the court 3 times, the Supreme Court. And we won that one unanimously.
Scheidler credits his faith for getting him through his career in the pro-life movement, saying he tries to go to daily mass and often prays the rosary.
Well, it's everything. I think one of the greatest gifts next to life itself is being a Catholic. Religion is absolutely the essence of fighting this battle.
As his 90th birthday nears, the once burly Scheidler is more frail now, but the impression he has made in the pro-life movement is giant. Still wearing his signature hat and beard, Scheidler offers this advice for the next generation of pro-lifers.
Do something pro-life every day. If it's a prayer, if it's going to a clinic, if it is talking to another person about abortion, do something pro-life every day.
If you want to buy Joe Scheidler's memoir, Racketeer for Life, you can order it from our EWTN religious catalog at EWTNRC.com.